Well, it is that time again, everybody. Hope you are doing well. My name is Bird Dog John, and I am back in action.
In those scenarios,
Yep.
it's good to neuralize the cameras. You guys know that best.
Very straightforward. Plug it in, go to the web UI, link the source, walk away. You know, like super simple. I keep looking over at the chat, and I keep seeing you are full of it. Tasty, spicy meat snacks. Covered in flavor. I mean, you can't go wrong. So what's going on? We've got a handful of folks here in the chat, and I really appreciate that. What's up, mate? Hey, Warren, how are you? Appreciate it. Hey, Robbie, how's it going, man? We were just talking about you. What's going on, Tom? Ahoy. How is it going? What's going on, Go Web? Good to see you again. Thanks for hanging out with us again today. Appreciate that. Feel like I'm in this video more than anyone but John. It's true, NetApp. You are, I'm going to cut this up and put this in the next intro. And cut it up and put it in the intro. I did. What is going on, everybody? My name is indeed, well, my self-proclaimed name is Bird Dog John, and I look so much younger without the hairy chops. So hopefully you can hear this all right. I'm going to just listen to it on the stream. Yeah, okay, it is coming through on the stream all right, and so hopefully you can hear that just well enough. Let me know if I'm peaking at all, because I'm not going to be able to monitor that in real time, although I guess I could put it in my ear so I could listen attentively. So we'll try and do this for a few minutes. I am using my little different microphone with my Ursa tape. I went and actually legit took 2 minutes to cut these strips in half because I really don't need them to be a full strip taped to my skin. But this is the way that these are designed to be used, and so hopefully the resonance of my voice is being picked up in a reasonable amount so that I can use a off-camera microphone. Just trying it out and see what we can do. The other thing that I brought in was a little transmitter receiver for in-ear monitors. And I would love to do a review on these, but I haven't used them very much since I purchased them. And isn't that the case, that you find something really cool that you want to use and then buy it and never use it? So this is the X5 U4 in-ear receiver, which was getting a lot of traction on, it was getting a lot of traction on Amazon and a few other places, and people were talking that they really enjoyed it. And it comes with a few little adapters. I purchased this little speak-on adapter, speak-on to 1/4 inch. Okay, but the actual transmitter plugs in via XLR. So that's not particularly helpful, but we can figure that out because I can turn it into 1/4 inch so that the transmitter talks to the receiver, and then I can plug that into my headset. Now, I actually have a pair of in-ear monitors that I use for musical things, and so this is like a legit, if I'm going somewhere and I'm going to be on stage, I can wire myself to have my own wireless in-ears so that I can hear the program, you know, like, of course I would be that guy. I also tried something here, and let me jump into the chat. Hey everybody, hopefully you're doing well. Feel free to let me know where you're at over in the chat. That kind of rhymes. I will not make that my day job. So let me know that you're here. If you're hanging out, I see a handful of devices watching the show, and I really appreciate that, everybody. I also have not, of course, turned on the heat map, which we should totally do, because I know you guys are just chomping at the bit to participate in my stellar heat map. So we're going to put that up here on the screen, and we're going to make that full screen, because why not? And back to vMix. And we're going to see, is this working? Wow, it's working out of the box. Unbelievable. Here we go. Heat map is up and running. And so here is that QR code. Well, here's that QR code. Turn my monitors off. Here's that QR code. If you scan that QR code, we're going to be asked 2 questions. What country are you in, and what's the closest city to you? And if you answer those 2 questions and hit submit, boom, your pin will appear on the heat map. So it's a fun little game that we play, and we like to do that. If you need that QR code, just let me know. I have it on X keys, and it's a timed thing, so if it goes away in a couple of minutes, I can always throw it back up there. You guys just tell me what you need, and we'll take care of that. Another change that I made. We're going to do this in just a second to see if that works. Another change that I made was I am outputting in vMix in 4K because I had someone who gave some constructive criticism yesterday on the stream and said, I made a recommendation a little while ago that your stream looks kind of soft, like it looks out of focus almost. And he said there were a couple of shows where you had it fixed, but now it looks soft again. And I went on the defensive and thought, it's not me, it's you. And then I looked at YouTube and I looked at other people's StreamYard streams. You know, he kind of has a point. It kind of does look a little soft. And so today I'm watching it on my iPad in full screen, but it kind of looks a little soft. Like it doesn't look super sharp. This shot in particular. And I don't know if it's because the way that I have the 200 set up, and so maybe we'll change some of those settings to find out. But it's just not super sharp. It's not nice and clean. So, you know what? Maybe you're onto something there, and I'll check it out. I'll see what I can come up with. So there's a couple of people that have already checked in at the. I've already checked in on the heat map, and by all means, folks, scan that QR code and come join us over on the heat map. Always a pleasure to have you. If you want to give me a shout out in the chat, let me know. Hopefully the chat's working. I don't have anybody chatting to me right now, so feel free to let me know that the chat's even working by saying hello. That would be good to know. And if I don't hear anything from anybody in like 20 minutes, then we will restart the stream, because that's a vital part of this show. The reason why we even do this show is so that you have somebody live at Bird. Hey, Mr. Nesbet is hanging out. The reason why we do this show is so that you have somebody live at Bird Dog who can talk to you in real time about things that are going on. So love that you guys are doing that. Angus is hanging out over in maybe Edmonton. Hey, morning, I'm on a show all day. Well, Godspeed, my friend, and we will see you when we see you. But always nice that you are able to check in, even if you're not able to stick around, sadly. I appreciate you doing that anyways. Seems like you make that a little extra effort to be with us, so I notice. Appreciate you, man. Hey, I just want to give a shout out to Bird Dog that I tried a P240 in auditorium from the back of the room to test during a musical, and after a few tweaks in cam control, the picture looked great. Man, I love to hear that. Thank you for sharing that. Always useful information. Feel free to submit a ticket at help@birddog.tv no, that's the Bird Dog John one. Never mind. At help@birddog.tv, I need to get an overlay to just send us some pictures of what you're up to. I'd love to see it, and you can totally say this is not a support request. It's purely to show you guys a 240 in action. We love that stuff, and I can pass that on to the sales team. I can pass that on to the ELT. It's always great to receive something other than support requests at the support desk, and so you're more than welcome to turn the support desk into a, hey, look at the cool stuff we're doing with your products, or, hey, just want to say thanks. Also fine. If we start calling it the compliment desk, that would be a big deal. So, yeah, feel free to turn it into that, because that would be fantastic. Okay, so discovery number one is that this thing is dead. So we're going to need to charge it, and we need to figure out how to do that. So I have a cable. Do I have a cable? I do have a cable that I can use for this. So let me throw up this little guy, and then I will... Okay, wait, first things first. My mute and unmute button is currently set to my RE20. I am going to change that to input 46, and the way that I do that is inside Companion. So I'm going to launch Companion over here on the web UI. Companion, I'm going to go into Buttons, Toggle Audio, and I'm going to change this to input number 46. Input 46 on there, input 46, and feedback, I also want that to show 46. So now it shows that we are on. That toggle button has changed to red, which is so cool to have feedback on your X120 like that, or on your X keys. So stinking cool that Companion does that, and I hear rumors that camera can, no, central control does that as well. And my apologies to Joe DeMax because I have a copy and I haven't been able to really dive into it like I want to. And so I promise I want to do that. I just need to have you on the show, man, and love to navigate that with you. So now I could mute my audio, I think, and it should work. Yep, that did seem to work. I should press the audio button. That also appears to work. Yeah, okay, so that's working. So let me grab a cable. I will be right back, and we can plug in these devices. The other question is, so this one has power. This one does not, so I need to charge that. So I can do that while I'm here at the desk and make our dreams come true. So let me grab a cable. I will be right back. Alrighty. Alrighty, here we go. So now I am back in action. I was like, why can't I hear myself? That is because I didn't have my headphones plugged in. All right, so I have this little X5 guy charging, and I've just got a little, it's a USB micro that needs to be used to do that. So let's give a little look-see. Angus, my pleasure, man. So let's have a little test drive of this. Let's see if we can do this. So we're going to unplug my headphones that are here in the, in the Behringer Euphoria. And hopefully I can't hear anything, so I don't know if this is now, I guess I can listen here on my guy. And then I'm going to plug this guy into here to see if that works. Now I am, if I wasn't charging it, I would be wirelessly using it. I can definitely hear myself.
Hi, everybody!
That's all working.
Dr. Nick!
It's all working. Oh, geez, I'm so nerdy. So now we can, like, in theory, plug this on down here where the, I got my microphone Rode receiver down here. I got my in-ear monitors down here. I'm wireless from the desk, other than the charging cable. Not so nerdy. You're watching me geek out on some really nerdy stuff over here. But now, essentially, if I could keep these devices charged, I could be completely wired. So I can actually walk around my office and still do this show. Now I need a roaming camera. The idea is my agents are freaking out right now because they do not want me walking around the office with a roaming camera, like on a battery pack, showing you the office in real time. So one day. But that day is not going to be today. But I am excited to have wireless in-ears. That's pretty neat.
How neat is that? That's pretty neat.
It is pretty neat. And I need to learn that guy's name because I talk to him a lot on this show. Okay then, so wireless pack, this X5 system seems to work pretty well. The only complaint I have about this setup so far is that this little IEM that I use, this one, is terrible. It has like no range at all. Sounds like I'm talking into a tin can, essentially. So these ones I can put on, and I'm just going to trade off my through the shirt one for this guy real quick, and pop this guy into here. Whoa! Wow, that is very, very different. Jeez, that's noisy. Man, I could hear everything. Holy smokes. Okay, so cool. I believe these are Me Audio in-ears, and the feedback is slightly delayed because I'm hearing it very much so. Let's see if I change this from oh my word. That is stinking cool. Okay, yeah, so this is really nerdy. But I can hear, so I can't listen to my own microphone at this point because I'm hearing everything just slightly delayed, which I know that's what it sounds like, but I'm definitely hearing it and it's throwing off my speech pattern. But if I play sound effects,
Hello, IT. Have you tried turning it off and on again?
and if I were to play the music from the show, man, that is so good. This would have been helpful to have. This would have been helpful to have when we were doing the cam control demonstration. Should have totally been wired up like this, because that would have been that would have freed me up to walk around, right? But even just one ear is a lot better than, I mean, this in-ear monitor is not expensive. And by not expensive, I mean under 20 bucks. And it's just the cable. Just like, I'm not expecting much from it. But when you put in like something that's close to $100, this is definitely a different experience. That is for sure. And so, wow, that's pretty cool. That's pretty neat. Again,
That's pretty neat.
that is pretty neat. It's also helpful to not have the head, like your microphone, unless you just need to hear it real quick. But it is helpful to not have the microphone. I bet you any money though now, if I were to put this microphone in play. Check 1 2. Check 1 2. Check check. Yeah, you definitely hear. You definitely hear the difference way better in a good. Who would have known that if you spend more money on your in-ears, that, all right, take that out of there. If you spend more money on your in-ears, things will sound a lot different. But I want to get used to this system because I haven't gotten a chance to use it very much. And I would like to have an opportunity to use it. And so it's nice to not be tethered to the desk. It certainly is no, Audio Technica X, I think these are 40s maybe? But anyways, and they're just like bottom of the barrel too in that realm. Oh man, I just bought my wife a pair of M42 50Xs, which is like the next generation of the ones that I have at home. And not generation. It's the same audio driver. But she was like working on some music and whatever, and she was commenting on some things, and then I bought her these headphones and I gave them to her, and she listened to her music again, and she's like, oh, like now there's like some of the things that I thought were not true, and some of the things that I didn't detect, now I can hear clearly. So yeah, paying for quality audio headphones is part of the deal. So I should rerun this cable through to the pack now that my other in-ear is purely for utility and not for audio quality. But if I grab this cable here and pull this one out, because I'm not using it anymore, well, at least today I won't use it. So in-ear is out, and then I got to find this other one. There it is. Plug it into the pack. Now, yoink. Now we can have a much better experience listening to whatever it is that, like, whatever feedback I need to listen to. So this is definitely worth the change. And I think it looks good. I mean, it's pretty subtle, right? So it's not obvious that I'm wearing a massive earpiece, and it's nice and it's tucked down nicely behind my neck, so it cleans it up big time. You have to fight the urge to only put one ear in, right? But there you go. Alrighty, so let's jump over to that heat map. If you want to join us here on the heat map, this is basically the where are you type of heat map, and it's all good. You'll just be asked 2 questions. I don't track any emails or anything like that. It's just what country are you in, what's the closest city. So even if you want to put the next city over just so that I don't have that information, go ahead. The dots are so big that they take up some European countries, they take up the whole country. So it's totally fine. You do you, and keep your privacy if you need it. But I'd like to know generally where you're at. It's always fun to see friends show up in Australia and South Africa. We've had people show up in South America now. I think almost every country. A couple years ago we had people showing up in Russia, and we had people showing up in various places. So it's always fun to see where you're at, and feel free to join us whenever you can, right here on birddogjohn.tv, which I will put up here, yoink, so that you can be sure to jump to that page. That page is that's everything I do in this studio gets posted there. So if you're interested in talking more about NDI, if you want to get notified when we go live twice a week on Tuesday, Thursdays from 11 to 12 traditionally, and we just answer questions. Now, it has been requested that I have more guests internally. It was requested that I have more guests on, and I'm all about it. Let's do it. So I'm looking forward to getting some people on the show that can kind of talk through what they're doing. We definitely need to get the stream dudes on here. We definitely need to get like Joe DeMax and stuff on here, talk about central control. But yeah, I'd be interested in getting people on the show and having time to chat. So that would be all good. So let's plan to do that. And again, feel free to jump on that heat map. Here's that overview again, or that overlay again of the QR code. And yeah, that'd be great. Okay, so we talked about the wireless in-ears. There's like so many things I want to cover today. We've talked about, the resolution on the show. So you guys tell me, I know on a phone, it looks pretty good. But when you blow it up on a screen, I feel like that's the part that's looking fuzzy. Now, full disclosure, in StreamYard, it looks pretty good. Like it looks, somebody just joined us. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there. So welcome, person in Europe. So yeah, I can find out specifically. I probably shouldn't say person in Europe. That sounds pretty Derby, Chicago, Auburn, New Hampshire, Frankfurt, Aberdeen, and Detroit. Thank you, everybody. Always fun to have you guys check in. Always have 10, 15 people check in sometimes, so that is amazing. Now, the resolution, specifically on YouTube. So when I switch to this camera, and this is the one that I'm talking about mostly, when I switch to this camera and I watch the live show on YouTube, to me it looks fuzzy. And do you think it's because of that's a 4K signal going up to StreamYard, and StreamYard is then turning around and outputting at 1080. I just changed that today, thinking perhaps I'm losing resolution. Now on the NDI, the P200, that's here in the thing, that's showing me in the Telscript NDI teleprompter, it is nice and clean. And on the screen, it's also showing the 200 image, and that's like crystal clear. I can see everything. Then when it goes to StreamYard, it's kind of clear. And then when it goes to YouTube, it's clearly fuzzy. Something's up. So I'm wondering, obviously, I think it's losing quality going to, but you know what, here's a question. Let's dump the P4K in here. This is a 4K sensor. So let's see what this image looks like on YouTube. Yeah, see, that's really soft too. That is not what it looks like in StreamYard, and that's certainly not what the NDI stream looks like. The NDI stream is so what am I missing here? I think vMixers, what am I missing when it comes to like, it seems that the output from the PC is causing it to lower a bit, and then it seems like the stream from StreamYard over to the respective platforms, which allegedly is sending it over at 1080, is losing it. So, hey, I'm watching this on a PC at 1080. I do see some compression on YouTube. Okay, so then what about like Twitch? Can you jump over to Twitch? And I'm also known as Bird Dog John over there. Uh-oh. My keyboard just lost connection. There we go. Twitch. Wow, that was weird. Are we clean on Twitch or are we Bird Dog John? Stop it. All right, I am live. Are we clean on Twitch or are we source 1080p? Bird Dog John. Stop it. All right, yeah, it does live. It does look awkward. Did you hear that doubling? Yeah, so I'm doubling because I'm watching the stream and that's coming in through the show. Interesting. So it does look like it's being compressed there too. What am I doing here then that's causing that? First of all, what are the settings in vMix that I need to be super, like should I be outputting this? I'm outputting this at 30 frames. So maybe I should do 60. Now if I do that, it's going to cause this show to go on pause for a hot second. So if you guys are okay with that, let's try this out. I'm going to put the Be Right Back up, and I will indeed be right back. Be right back. All right, so let's see now what this looks like. Now that I have switched this, whoa, definitely looks like it's dropping frames for sure. It might be because the 200 may not be operating at 60 frames. So give me a second there. All right, so I'll turn off my audio. It still looks soft to me. I don't think that that made any difference other than that initial change. So let me see. Bird dog, here we go. System, please log in. Oh, I'm already logged in. AV setup. Oh, no, 1080p 60. So this is operating in 60 frames already. And then here in vMix, it is clearly not liking. That looks not good at all. So something's up there. So let's go back to 1080 60 and see if that makes a difference. Because maybe I'll match all the cameras to the actual output. So I will now BRB. Okay, and I'm back again. So let's just have a little listen, make sure that this is working correctly. All signs point to yes. All right, so I am back again. However, the quality at 1080p 60 doesn't appear to be any better in terms of the details on YouTube. Now I'll just verify here real quick that I am operating at best available. Because who knows? Who knows, right? Yep. Quality, higher picture quality, no screen, no energy saving options. Yeah, it just doesn't look sharp. And that bugs me because there are lots of people on using StreamYard where it looks really sharp. So I'm wondering if it's something inside the actual camera settings, I guess. Like what if I change the camera resolution to 720 inside StreamYard? So now high def here, let's take a look. Camera resolution is 720 inside StreamYard. So now that appears to have made no difference. Unless it doesn't do it unless I restart the picture quality, which is also possible. Because it still says that it's running at 1080. So, but, you know, you would think, though, that at 1080 it would be the best it could possibly be. So I find that unlikely. Yeah, I find that unlikely that that's the problem. But I definitely think that going to, so, and I don't see any live stream options in YouTube, right? So are like any settings in YouTube that would log me out. I don't see any settings in YouTube about live stream stuff where it's like use faster encoding and lower the quality, right? So if I go to my settings, I guess YouTube Studio, there's nothing here. If I click go live, schedule something later, go back. All right, I just want to cancel this, block this, close this. Ugh, manage. Here we go. So if I go into here and I watch and I look at my settings inside of the stream settings inside of YouTube, I just again want to make sure that I'm settings Yeah, I just want to look at my settings inside YouTube and see if there's anything in here that talks about. Okay, so I have it on. It's set to low latency for some reason, which maybe that's causing an issue. Stream health is healthy. So I wonder if I have a default to do like low latency on YouTube, and it should be normal latency. I wonder if that's causing a degrading of the system. But I don't see a place where I can change kind of the default. Like if I schedule a stream, create a new stream, close streaming software. Where's the latency option? That's really what I want to know. Certainly I don't have to. You would think with the integration of StreamYard you'd be able to do that on its own, right? But maybe not. Maybe that's not the case. So, interesting. That's a problem. Okay, so if we are it is low. I mean, it is definitely on low latency because the YouTube video is just not. It's not long behind, but that might be the culprit for the live stream. And you can't change that when things are underway. I think you'd obviously have to stop the stream in order to change that setting. But yeah, on YouTube, you can definitely see the difference in terms of the compression showing up. So I think that's the only thing I can think of, right? I think that's the only thing I can think of that would be causing this, is that perhaps StreamYard is telling it to use low latency mode. And I don't really want it to do that. I want to, oh, that's funny. Now that I have a green screen, I wonder if I should backdrop fade. Color green. So I wonder, can I, none. Virtual backgrounds? Oh my gosh. Save background. The city of Detroit, like I did the other day. That looks terrible. Whoa. Hey-o. So there, this is StreamYard doing this, by the way. And my bird is gone. This one. Because I'm supposed to use blue, right? Anyway, so it doesn't appear that there is anything in StreamYard that would tell you, that would allow you to change that. Perhaps it's under the actual encoder settings. Edit this one. Public, no, it's not there. Yeah, okay, so I need to pay attention. I'll set up Thursdays? Today's Thursday, oh dear. I'll set up Tuesday's show after this one and see if there's anything I can do about that, because today's Thursday. Yeah, so we can sort that out soon, I hope. We can figure that out. But all good. Okay, so we don't have a ton of chatter today. Any questions? Look, today's show is basically an hour, which we're about halfway through. It's an hour of just making sure you guys don't need any live support. So it's all good. You know, if you'd like to hang around with us, this is my little heat map. So if you want to check in and let me know where you're at today, if you scan that QR code and you answer the 2 questions, it will, and hit submit, it'll put a little pin on the heat map as to where you are, and you can let us know where you hail from. But the point of this show, first and foremost, is to be sure that we're available to answer questions that you might have. And so some people don't like to submit tickets, and I totally understand that maybe you got a bad taste in your mouth from another service or another manufacturer that's really bad when it comes to answering tickets and being prompt. My guys try really hard to get you answers, whether those answers are things that we want to talk about. That's besides the point. Sometimes we just like to, we're just trying to communicate with you and be sure that someone is available to talk to you about your bird dog or NDI issue. Now, if it is an NDI issue, that's more for this show. This show is helpful when it comes to talking about more like NDI concepts, potential workflow, projects that you have going on, any problems that you're encountering in the field. This is a great place for that sort of thing to happen because you can, we can discuss it, but also there is a group of people that are hanging out in the chat that also are doing this on a regular basis. So all good, happy to chat about any of those things. It's kind of the Wild West. We do try and keep it NDI related, so there are a couple other things that go on in this show, like Snacks on Stream, which we should totally do, because today, a new contributor to the game, FrinkThinks, who's one of my guys that works here in the office, he is supplying us with Snacks on Stream today. So maybe that's something that we should do, because we could get that segment underway, and it's just something we do for fun, and give you a chance to think of your next NDI question to ask. So let's go over, let's show Snacks on Stream, and we will get after it here. Sorry, give me a second because I'm all mixed around. Okay, here we go.
Don's just making up stuff to start drama.
Look, I don't know.
Look at him.
Wish me luck, folks. It's my first Vegemite experience.
Final, this is like cheese flavor or something. It doesn't really look too appetizing.
Good golly, this is something else, man.
Here's the thing about Pop Rocks, and I don't know if I'm the only one like this. Pop Rocks have always been a social experience for me.
I did not think that is what you were going to say. That's hilarious.
That is awful. Oh, God, that's so bad. Jeez. Holy smokes, man.
Yep, good times. And as always, we have a little segment on the show just called Snacks on the Stream, and this is where I just try things. So that's pretty fun. Today's Snacks on the Stream brought to you by FrinkThinks, and so let's have a little look. Just looking. Yeah, this shot looks a little soft too, so I think it's good for. Oh my goodness. So a handful of Halloween candy and another Google Translate contender. So I'll need to get my my phone out because I'm definitely gonna want to try and figure out how what this says. I've heard good things. I haven't opened this. I didn't watch anybody eat these, but there are definitely there's definitely something like a cracker or cookies or something in here. So we're gonna find out. Well, let's find out in a minute. And then 4 warheads. Now, and also this, I've had one of these before a few days ago. I couldn't figure out how to get into it. The wrapper on this thing is just totally like, it's tied so tight. It's like, are these for kids or? Yeah. So I'm gonna probably have to use a knife on that one because I don't know. But these, if these are fresh, these are really good. So warheads are always a blast. And we have lemon, blue raspberry, watermelon, and black cherry. And these will destroy your taste buds if you eat too many of these. So I don't know what the, if the request is to hopefully not eat all of them at once, because that would be, yeah, quite crazy. But let's get up my phone here. We're gonna go over to the Googles. And we're going to use Google Translate, which I use quite often, actually, because we're an international company. So we use Google Translate all the time. I'm just going to take a quick little picture of this guy. And let's find out. It is Japanese. Sakuyama Choco Yiro. Okay, that's this one. This just says start, because in English it says start on it as well. And this one says, who can reach the chocolate? I don't know. I don't know who could reach the chocolate. I'm not too sure about that. Let's do one more photo. Who could reach the chocolate? One more photo here. We're going to give it a chance to do its translate. All right. Then it says, Choco Video Introduction Corner. Choco Theater is what this says. So up the very top, that's what that is. And then it says in the middle here, this long thing, it says, "This is a funny story with Choco little boy, Chasuki." Then it says, "Look from here." So I'm assuming they want me to scan the QR code, which will probably give all my data to some other country. Plastic is what that symbol says. Allergens. Out of 28 items, we have milk ingredients, wheat, and soybeans. And then down here, this word just says white. Not too sure what that means. But there we go. Delicious and funny. Delicious and funny. You know, when I'm shopping for food, first thing I'm looking for is delicious. But you know what really seals the deal? If there's some humor involved. So, delicious and funny. So far, we're batting 1,000. All right, so these are more like chocolate cookies, essentially. And I'll try and hold that up to the camera so you can see that, or here on the big one. So, oh, and that chocolate is definitely melting in my hand already. There is Japanese writing on the cookie, so this wouldn't be a complete Snacks on Stream without... Oh, that's upside down, evidently. Sorry. Let's try that one more time. That says Choose Street. C-H-O Street is what that stands for. So, I don't know what that means, but who can reach the chocolate? Here we go. Okay. Some milk chocolate, that's good. It wasn't very difficult to reach the chocolate. I think that's more about the story that is on the QR code. I mean, these are just basically cookies with chocolate on them. They're great. Yeah, really good. Would recommend if you're ever in Japan. Yeah, really good. So we're 1 for 1. That was brought to you by Balu, who just came back from Japan. And those are excellent. Now these are from FrinkThinks, and these may have something to do with the Halloween candy that's in our lobby. So, extreme sour lemon. Here we go. So this is going to take a while. But initially, yes, very sour. Almost,
John's just making up.
whoops, almost uncontrollable. Whew. All right. Yeah. Wowzers. That is quite the, that is sour, that's for sure. And transition out. Give me 1 second here. Oh no, that's not going to work. Never mind. All right. So yeah, wow, that is quite sour. That's for sure. That's a doozy. All right, and then of course this. If I can figure out how to get into it, I might have to use my knife to do that. And so let's just cut around the base of this wrapper. And not cut my fingers off. Okay. See, was I successful? Kinda. Let's try that again. Let's try and actually cut the plastic. There we go. Yep. Oh. What is this? Vanilla flavored. Vanilla and Choco Vanilla, or Choco Vanilla. Okay, so this looks like some sort of snack pack But the fact that I had to use a sharp camping blade to get into it, strike one. Now, this lemon warhead is now extremely sweet and is pretty much just all sugar. So the sour is just whatever the white powder is on the exterior, which sounds terrible, but that's all that is. And then it doesn't get sour again. I think it's now like an enjoyable, which for me, when you say warhead, you'd kind of think that it would be sour the whole time, but maybe not. So, by the way, today's non-sponsor is Kershot knives. They're they have a open assist on them, really handy, and they're great pocket knives. So there you go. Today's unofficial sponsor, Kershot knife, and I use the Kershot leak. So if you're on Amazon, there you go. You can check that out. Speaking of Amazon, let's go ahead and have a little quick look. So I want to talk just briefly about this X5 in-ear system for like a production option, especially if you are gunning this on your own, because you can choose whatever headphones you want. Like I could plug in these headphones to this pack and have a much different listening experience. But when I am clicking through sound effects and listening to things, it gives me a much better sound than what this in-ear monitor was doing. Okay, and that thing is not expensive. That's super cheap, but it's handy to have, and a lot of like podcasters use it just to have live feedback going on, in their ear. The let me look up this. The U4 wireless system. Now, what's pretty neat
How neat is that?
is that you can buy this in-ear system in various combos. So the combo that I have, I don't believe I paid this much for it. The combo that I have is, let me look here how to do this. Okay. I'll put this up here instead. The one that I'm using is is this one. So X5, who's that dude? And this is all right. This is like prosumer level stuff. But if you're just using this for your own purposes and you want it to be untethered in your production, this is an easy way to do it, where you have a little in-ear monitor system, get your preferred earbuds and plug it into the jack and link up the two channels. And there are multiple channels on this, so you can cycle through the channels that you want, which means that you can use multiple versions of this. So you can have 6 different mixes if you have 6 different transmitters, not transmitters. If you have 6 of these, and then you can load additional receivers on the same transmitter. So they have this, for example, 4 receivers in one transmitter. And that would be cool, because if you have a group of people who need to have in-ear monitors, you can get in the whole game for $600, right? No headphones, but you could buy $15 headphones and get everybody kind of started. But cleaning off your stage of frogs or floor monitors or whatever, and getting them all on a wireless system like this, which means that then you at the booth, if you're running sound, could also use one of these and link it to the same system and listen into their mix, their floor mix, or their ears, and find out what it is that they're hearing. So if you wanted to go that route. In the other way though is you could just buy them individually, which is, where are they here? Yeah, this one. You could buy them individually and get a couple of packs of these, and then you'd be able to like give one to the drummer and one to the lead, however it is, if you're buying them individually. They also do sell them as transmitter only or receiver only, I believe. Do they sell the transmitter only? I don't see the transmitter only here. There. So this is actually a better deal, I think. For $110 more, you get 1 transmitter, 2 receivers, and you can just then buy a couple of combos of that and have at least 2 different mixes on the stage if you wanted. But the key is the transmitter, right? Because the transmitter is going to be your auxiliary output, or however your bus or wherever it is that you're doing monitors gives you that option. But then in this scenario, I can plug this into, so I have a 1/4 inch. It comes with it actually. So in the box comes, does it show what it comes with in the box? Yeah, there you go. So in the box, you can go then 1/4 inch out or phones out, plug it in, and then plug in your transmitter to it. And maybe I can show that on my overhead. Cut to this one. So here, you can see that it's just plugged into the Euphoria, and I can turn it up and down on the volume, but it's just plugged in like that, and then that's just transmitting to my pack. So the one thing I don't like is that it doesn't have a battery meter. So, ooh, and it's warm. So I don't know how full the battery is. And I wish it did. This is the little transmitter. I wish it had some sort of indicator. But if I disconnect it now, we should have enough battery to probably go the rest of the show. But if you are using this in a like run and gun situation, now I could like get up and walk around because I have a wireless microphone, and now I have wireless in-ears, and I'm not tethered to the desk at all for power or anything, and I can hear everything that's
pretty neat.
So that came through just fine. So yeah, this system, if you just wanted to get in at like a prosumer level, this would really be the way to do it. I like it so far. I actually have had some problems early on with it, but in the past I was just like recently, I would just go up to the floor wedges, and if I was a part of the team or whatever, the worship band or whatever it is, I would just daisy into the, it gets a little ridiculous because what you do is you plug this into the speaker, and then it's 1/4 inch, so then it looks like this, which is like a little ridiculous, but it is what it is. And you could certainly buy cables that, it wouldn't need to stick out necessarily, it could just hang. But yeah, this is handy to kind of patch into systems that are already there and not needing your own mix or whatever. You just want to have in-ears instead of listening to the wedges. That's an easy way to do it. Now initially, I had some problems with the system because I wasn't able to just naturally do it. I was plugging in, and then I wasn't getting any proper feedback. But I think I figured out the differences between, so there's an auxiliary input option and there's a line input option. So whether you're coming off the board through a line output or whether you're coming out of wedges or whatever, you have to set it correctly in order to hear what, to hear correctly. And I also noticed that I have to generally keep the volume turned up pretty high on this, which I would prefer not to do. I guess I could test that here with, let's play some music. And I'll turn the phones up really high on the receiver, and then I'll turn the receiver down. So yeah, now it's playing in my ears, but I'm at like 1/3 volume instead of like full volume. And it seems to be okay. This song is kind of meh, but it is what it is. And if I play a sound effect,
everything's coming up Millhouse.
Yeah, it seems to be working well. So I just need to have more on the output and then less on the receiver, and then I have a lot of room to go upwards. So if I want to really crank it up,
That's pretty neat.
yeah, I could really crank it up if I wanted to. I am getting a little bit of that hiss, that computer hiss. And there's a way to fix that, I found out, that you can buy a specific DI box for that computer, like, grounding issue. I don't know if it's actually called the DI box or if it's called something else, but we can figure that out here in a second. And we're coming up on the 12 o'clock hour already, so there you go. The chat has been pretty quiet, so I'm rolling with it here, folks. But today we're just kind of going over this this U4 X5 in-ear monitor system, which I own. I haven't had a lot of chance to use, but man, it is it's very helpful. So good stuff. All right. Let me just check what was I going to do here? I was going to check on not that. Oh. Well, let me think through here. Yeah. Oh, that's what I was going to do. Okay, got it. Over on the Amazons, which I'm actually already on over here, there is a friend of mine that I've been working with down in Tennessee had purchased one of these, I believe, or maybe, yeah, that looks familiar. That looks like the one that he had. Maybe I'm misquoting it, but it's basically a passive direct box for, oh, okay, it's this brand, but it's not, yeah, Whirlwind. All right, let me show you. So up here on, open StreamYard again so you see this. So Whirlwind makes, what the? That's not what I wanted to see. All right, so we're gonna get a crapshoot of things. So this is the product. It looks similar to this, but it's not this. And it says specifically that this one is for iPad's personal audio interface. Are there any other pictures? Like, I don't, it's something very much so like, here we go. DirectBox. Is it this one? It might be this one. Whirlwind passive active USB pieces DirectBox? What does that mean? I know it was this brand that he had, but it's USB. Oh, to dual channel output. So it's not this one, but that's interesting. That's very interesting. All right, so it's USB in, and then it's XLR out. So yeah, if you were feeding a computer, if you were feeding a computer, no, if you were sending the computer's audio to a board, right? What is this option here? Stereo and mono. Oh man, so that's really handy. Yeah, I love that. So yeah, if you were if you were sending a Mac or whatever, you could USB audio it to this thing and then left right, and you wouldn't get that kind of open ground buzz issue that you typically get. So that would be handy. I'm gonna put that on like a wish list, because although here, I'm not going to a soundboard here. So that was an interesting, but that is what we're doing at that other location, so good stuff. Hey, can we do an in-depth dive into cam control on best practices for tweaking colors and exposures? There are 7 to 8 tabs, each doing something to improve the video. So I wouldn't do this in cam control. I'd actually walk you through the web UI, because that's really the root of, camera color manipulation. And so I don't think that I would necessarily recommend that you do that on cam control, although it's a handy centralized place. I would actually prefer to do that on, let me just charge this again because I don't know how long it's going to last. I would recommend getting really familiar with your way around the web UI, because as soon as you do that and you're good with that, then you are able to go into cam control and you know what all those things do. So the real place to learn all that stuff is on the web UI, and the web UI is actually sending the API commands directly back to the cameras anyway. So that's probably where you would do that from. Why not use Behringer UMC 404 HD? Well, I am, but that unit is for USB out and then to XLR out to like a soundboard. Whereas this guy, it does have that, I guess, the XLR out on the back. I'm using it as a Dante signal. So yeah, you could use that. But his problem was that he didn't have that audio interface. He had, but he was having a terrible time getting a noise floor showing up on the feed. So he wanted to eliminate that option to have that kind of like that background noise and do that. Oh, and that's a good idea here, Hans, is that we could, sorry, that's a good idea, my friend from Sweden, that we could, it's good to see you again. I haven't seen you in a little bit, so thanks for stopping by. You could do that with this guy right here, is what you're probably implying, right? So, although it's not the phone's output, that's interesting, actually. That's a very interesting idea. So let's see if we can find that out. I'm going to undo channel 1 of the Dante. Oh dear. And then, oh, that's just raw everything out? Okay. I don't really need the Dante thing in here right now. I am hearing it. I'm hearing the show, but it's just, I think it's sending, no, it's just a raw output. Interesting. So, let me think about that. Yes, you can XLR out on the backside, yes. But now I'm not hearing my phone's output. I'm hearing all the outputs, right?
Excellent.
Yeah. And it definitely sounds different. So if I turn it, oh, that's as loud as it goes, okay. All right, so inside of vMix then, with this theory, and we go to settings and we say audio outputs, I'm going to change my output, oops, sorry, change my headphones output to outs 1 and 2 and turn this one to none. If I say OK, vMix wants to restart, of course. So let's do that. Let me just be right back. Give me 2 seconds, please. Okay, let's see what this sounds like. I don't hear it now in my ears, but let's make sure that my microphone is coming back online. Let's see what this sounds okay, so microphone is coming through. And if my monitor's on, so if I play a sound.
Excellent.
That did not come through my headphones. The sound did not come through my headphones. So if I turn on my microphone out of here, nope, not coming through. Okay, good. I mean, not good. I want it to come through my headphones. So we say audio outputs again, and we say outs. Output Behringer. What are we looking at here? 3 and 4, I guess. What is the back of this thing? I've never done this before. Like I haven't even thought of this. So main outs, right and left. That's all we've got. We've got XLR options, and we've got an option for 1/4 inch. You would think that it would be outputs 1 through 4, like this. If I hit OK, geez, vMix, can you not have to restart every time? Boy, that's annoying. All right, I'll be right back. Okay. I am back. Now, let's see. Do we have sound?
Excellent.
We do not. Although I may be thinking about this in the wrong way. Mostly because if I put this here, I put my headphones in that A output, it shows that it's going out there, so I should hear it in my ears. So then the question is, my audio outputs a Behringer. I wonder. Just out channel 1, I guess. And let's say 1 and 2. Jeez. Stinking vMix. You should be able to change audio options without requiring this, but evidently not, so I'll be right back. Okay, so now let's see if we're back. And can we play a sound?
Excellent.
Nope, I did not hear that.
Excellent.
Okay, so still not coming through my headphones. Where are my people at here in the chat? Okay, so it has to be the same driver for both in and out. What's interesting is that my phone's output on my 404, I was able to assign it as the monitor output, which is kind of like where I'm camped out at. So if you go into settings and you say settings, and I say audio outputs, and I say A channel, and I tell it to pick channels. I don't know. Default bus for new inputs is master bus. And what are the main outputs on the Euphoria though? Like, what are they called? Because to me, it would seem, where is it here? Sample rate, got all that. This is fine. Info doesn't really tell you anything. So in terms of the back of the, I guess it was under headphones. I guess it was under headphones is where this is weird. I feel like it should be more obvious than this, don't you? I'll be right back. I'm not going to even put the screen up. And we're back. Thankfully, vMix does reload really fast, so that's helpful. That is helpful.
Excellent.
Still no audio. However, does it show... Well, the easiest way to do this would be to show it instead. Oh, and now they took away my headphone channel. Well, that's fun. What does this sound like? Okay, so let's do this. Okay, so, all right, we got that back, but it's still not coming through my headphones. Interesting. Well, you know who I need to talk to is CJ, because, or CJ or Tom Sinclair, the legend. Because, yeah, what I want to do is send audio. I want to send the A bus to my ears, and I want to send the main, obviously, out to the show. But I can't seem to get if I plug the unit into the back, I can't seem to get this to show on, to play anything in my ears. Now it says it is, says it's totally working, but I can't hear anything, which just means my routing is wrong. So let's do this, and I'll cut over to this real quick. So here we go. We have audio outputs. I'm doing this wrong. Tell me what I'm doing wrong. By the way, I'm going to eat this chocolate vanilla sucker now. So let's have a look and see maybe what I'm doing wrong. See if you guys can give me any pointers. There you go. So here is my headphones. That's what I want them to. That's what I want them to be. But this needs to be. The Behringer doesn't call them outputs 1 through 4, right? So what are the mains? Mains left and right. If I'm going to plug into the back and transmit that to my ears, wait, why can't you see that? Oh, because it's, okay. Yeah, so curious as to what that needs to be set to. Here are the options. Basically, outs 1 and 2, outs 1 through 4, out 3 and 4, and then the UMC ASIO driver. Those are my options for this unit. So again, why isn't it outputs 1 and 2? I don't understand why that's not. Maybe I'm thinking too much like a sound guy and not enough like a computer guy. Try the ICE driver. If it's a multi-channel output device, 1 and 2 are headphones left and right. Okay, and then that I understand. So it's 3 and 4, the 2 outputs on the back, the mains outputs, because I have outputs left and right on the back to like go to big speakers. And originally when I had this like this, and this was on a default playback device or something. So, all right, we do this. You know what's coming next. So give me a second. I'll be right back. All right. So now this is not playing in my ears. Let me hear the show real quick. Yeah.
Hello, IT. Have you tried turning it off and on again?
But it might be because I want my headphones to be that driver. You said headphones are 1 and 2. Oh, okay. One more time. I definitely hear something now. Check, check, check. Still hear something now. Oh, interesting. What does it sound like here? Check, check, check. Still hear something now. Okay, so I have audio back, but it appears to be so if I do this, again, what ports am I supposed to be, like there's no mains or anything on this, right? There's also no, so here's what I'm saying. I don't know, right now, I had it set like this. and I can hear everything. I can hear
Excellent.
all the sound effects, but I can hear myself talking as well. This A channel, I'm muted. What if I change this to 1 and 2? Curious. Let's give it a go. Yeah, my vMix reload is really fast. Okay, so I'm still hearing that audio. Uh-oh. What's going on there? Oh, and my headphone, so that A bus that I had is now gone because headphones and A are the same. So if I say none, I don't feel like this should be 1 and 2, but maybe it should. And then it totally just loaded vMix over on the other screen, so that's not helpful. All right, so A is back. Hey, that worked. Okay, so what does it sound like over here, though? So A is back. Hey, that worked. That actually worked. Okay, so now I have control of my monitors. If I turn that off, yep, that's actually working, unbelievably. And if I mute it, that seems to also work. And it's coming out of the back. Oh, okay. So that I like a lot better. Partially because I think I have better control of the audio when I have it coming through that section of the audio. That sounds pretty good on my iPad. It sounds pretty good. Doesn't look great. I'm still working on that, but I think it sounds pretty good. Okay, so now I have... Did you hear that? Did you hear that? I didn't hear that.
Excellent.
And I didn't hear that either. Oh. The reason being is because it's not in my monitors right now.
Excellent.
Okay, so it's there now. All right. So the question then, it looks like, that's annoying. It looks like when I had that removed from my system, it removed all of the other channels, so that stinks. Okay, so I can just add those though real quick. And yep, I can hear that. I like that. Music, put that in my ears. Okay, so now
Hello, IT. Have you tried turning it off and on again?
I can hear that. Wow, there's a very loud airplane outside right now. Okay, perfect. Okay, or a helicopter. It's a helicopter. It definitely was not necessary for that guy to fly right over Auburn Hills. All right. So now I'm not using the headphone jack as I was before. And now I can plug this in and still use that. Can I still use that for audio stuff? Let's find out, I guess. So if I turn on, well, I'll just play a sound effect.
Here we go!
No. So now that is off. Interesting. All right. Well, that's a mystery for another day. But I'm really happy that I got this wireless system kind of working, because now I can literally unplug and hear everything that's going on, play the music, and walk away from you. Just walk off screen, but still keep talking. And that's pretty fun. It's fun that that's an option. So now if I wanted to give like a cam control presentation or something, I could definitely do that and not have to worry about it. So, cool. Very fun. Alrighty. Well, mystery solved, kind of. Hey, I can hear that. Yes. I don't think there was hey, what's going on, Pandorica? I don't think there's any issue with audio going out to the stream the whole time. It was more about what I was hearing. And so, I think we have it sorted.
Good news, everyone!
Indeed, indeed, good news. Okay, folks, well, it is approaching 12:30, and so I really appreciate you guys jumping in and helping me troubleshoot that. It's always fun. And I don't know where my other earpiece went, but I want to put that back in. So, thanks for hanging around. This has been a lot of fun. Matter of fact, I actually think that I can hear the live monitor going on my ear right now. That's interesting. I can 100% hear. How? I just put my other ear in and I can clearly hear myself in real time, no delay. How does that work? Weird. Weird indeed. How does that work? I wonder if it's going out through the stream that way too, like double, basically. Ugh, more stuff I'll have to troubleshoot, I guess, because I don't know. Oh, you know why? Because I had the headphone option selected in vMix. So I don't think now, well, maybe I still can. Maybe I can hear myself still. Who knows? Who knows what's going on here? If I turn the headphone thing down on the master, that does nothing. I definitely turned it off on my Rode Wireless channel though, because it was on. And that seems to have made a difference a little bit. Nah, maybe not. Interesting. Is it one of these microphones, I wonder? Nope. So the sound is going out this input, which I can look up, audio sources. Maybe it's got that monitor thing selected. Input, advanced, nothing in there. If I Rode, this one, oh, that's not in there. I don't know how it's doing that. Other than perhaps I have headphones selected in the audio outputs. No, that's selected as none. Interesting. I have nothing else on. I don't even know how that's possible. But I am clearly hearing my microphone in my ears. If I turn this up, I'll probably be able to hear it. I mean, it's cranked all the way up, so maybe it's something going on with my headphones or my Euphoria or something. Stereo or monitor mix. If I change this to stereo mix, change it to mono mix, yeah. I don't know. I'll have to think about that. I don't know where that is falling apart. But yeah, that's an interesting one, that's for sure. All right, folks, I am indeed going to wrap it up. I got a busy day today, so not a ton of meetings, but I have a bunch of other things going on. So we'll try and get after some some answers today, and then also be able to check in with you guys on Tuesday at 11 o'clock Eastern Time. Don't forget, hey, if you want an easier way than, I don't know, submitting a ticket over an email, you can come and just talk to me. That's fine. Totally, by all means, that's what I'm here for. So 11 to 12, Tuesday, Thursdays, Eastern Time, right here in the U.S. Try and hold it a little bit later in the day so that some of the guys on the other side of the country might wake up and see it first thing in the morning if they've got questions. And then I try and run it till 12 or 12:30 just so that there's plenty of time. But feel free to bookmark the show. I am over at birddogjohn.tv. That is my home base. And if you wouldn't mind, maybe subscribe to that show so that I can show my bosses that the channel is growing. That would be great. You can set up notifications, do all that stuff too, but I'm not going to ask you to do that. You guys just do what you can do, and yeah, that's all good. So for those of you who have already done that, which a lot of you already have, astonishingly enough, that channel is growing, and so I always appreciate you guys jumping in and doing that. And by all means, come back, hang out. I am going to try and have some more guests on the show because I think that would be good to have a little bit more conversation and not just sit here and try and troubleshoot my own system in real time. So we will start doing that a little bit more, especially going into the new year. I think that sounds like a good plan. But in the meantime, I hope you're well, hope you're taking care of yourselves, and you're looking after each other. Let's take one more quick look at the heat map because folks are checking in all over the place. There's my South African friend, and it's always nice to have you along for the ride. So thanks for checking in. I know it's like late in the day, right? So always good to have you around. Thank you to everybody who's checked in. Always appreciate that as well. So a handful of you today, and it's always a blast. Thanks for helping me sort out vMix and all of its nuance. It's like everybody invents their own. They invent their own way of interpreting things. Like in cam control, the speed of the tracking is called gamma. It should just say speed, but anyways. I digress. So everybody has their own way of doing things, and you have to learn it. So that's what we're trying to do here today. All right, guys. Well, take care of yourselves. Have a great end of the week. I hope that life is treating you well, or as well as it can. And we will be back on Tuesday, barring any unforeseen circumstances, to hang out for another hour from 11 to 12 Eastern Time, right here in the U.S. We've had a time change on Sunday, so the sun is doing wonky things to my brain. But hey, all good. We will spend some time at 11 o'clock Eastern Time next week on Tuesday morning to answer more questions and to, maybe find some answers. So come hang out with us. Look forward to seeing you guys again, and we'll plan on doing this all again next week. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Super important that you do that. And we will see you guys shortly, in just a few days. Have a great weekend. Bye.
Resistance is futile.
Serenity now, insanity later.